Hello, welcome. Yesterday, today. It's Wednesday, the 20th of March. Before we start, I just want to say on darkhistories.com, you can contact me via email and there's like a contact page. From now on, I've also got voicemail, so you can leave me voicemail on there. If anyone fancies doing that, go ahead, test it out for me. That would be amazing. So yeah, if you want to contact me, it's not only email now, you can also leave me a voicemail. Right, let's get straight into it. Got lots of animal talk today. We're going to the Evening Star from 1900. Now 1900, it's kind of a big year, it was a whole new millennium, but most of the stories, to be honest, are about the Boer War, so it's quite a challenge actually to try and find anything else in the newspapers. But I've managed to find some fantastic animal stories to get us going. An alleged ferocious dog. Mr. Johnson of Heathlam Road was summoned for having a ferocious dog not under proper control. A man named Edmund Mackenzie said the animal, instead of accepting the hospitably offered biscuit, bit him, and he considered such an animal should be under better control. On the other hand, the man who had charge of the dog said that Mackenzie teased it, and when told to leave it alone, he not only tried to force it to take a biscuit, but he put the biscuit on the dog's nose, and he also offered it sugar. This dog never would eat biscuits away from home. Mrs. Johnson said the animal was most docile when treated well, and she had never known it to bite anybody else. Mr. Fordham thought it a silly proceeding to go on teasing the dog when warned not to do so. It was an extraordinary thing to try and make a dog eat sugar. Summons dismissed. I suppose it was an extraordinary thing trying to make a dog eat sugar, but it's interesting because when this story came out in 1900, there was a lot of new laws being passed about basically keeping your dogs under proper control and with leashes and things like that. So it's quite nice to actually read a story where the guy kind of gets told off for offering it sugar instead of the story being down on the dog. Next up, we've got another story where the animal is pretty much victorious. Tamer attacked by a lioness. On Saturday, in Buff Bill's No. 2 Menagerie, at present located in the marketplace, Blythe, a lion tamer named Alakamanza was attacked by a large lioness. One of the exploits performed by the tamer is to enter a cage containing a lion and lioness and to wrestle with the lioness. During this performance, Alakamanza's feet slipped and he fell on his back. The lioness instantly sprang upon him, attacking him fiercely in the face with her paws. The tamer was able to strike the lioness a heavy blow on the mouth, which seemed to stun her, and he thus gained an opportunity of rising to his feet. The tamer, who had received a deeply lacerated wound on the cheek, escaped without further injuries. The incident caused much excitement amongst the spectators. Well, for starters, they're good on the lioness, but I love the term excitement. For about 100 years, pretty much, between like 1800 and 1900, they used that term like excitement, essentially meaning everyone probably went mental. But obviously, excitement sort of makes it feel like a positive term. So I always get these images of, in this case, like the crowd just like whooping and cheering and getting like super hyped by this violence going on in front of them. I mean, it might have been the case. It was Victorian England. They were a bit like that, at least for the first half of the year anyway. Still, Alakamanza was pretty ballsy, wasn't he? Punching her in the face. Until she punched him back anyway. Next up, we're going back to a more familiar story. A mysterious robbery is reported to have taken place at a house occupied by Mrs. Spanton, a widow lady residing in Crown Street, Bury St Edmunds. Mrs. Spanton left the house and was soon after followed by her servant. Shortly after, glass in a back window next to St Mary's churchyard was heard to smash, but a neighbour, who happened to be walking nearby at the time, observed no one in the act of entering the premises, and it was thought that possibly the window had not been securely fastened, and the wind caused the sash to fall and smash the glass. After attending a place of worship, the servant, on returning to the house, found that the room next to the churchyard had been fastened from the inside. Nothing very valuable was missing, but subsequently the servant reported that her silver brooch was gone, and also that some articles of underwear had been stolen from one of the rooms. A sirloin of beef was left untouched, but some plum pudding was missing. Some mysterious robbery of the plum pudding. The story's not exactly all that unusual, really, but I just love the things that they stole. A silver brooch, a few pairs of pants and some plum pudding. All that after, a daring break next to a church in the afternoon. And still, at the end of it, they chose to leave the beef behind. Amateurs. That was yesterday. This is today. Have a good one.